What's going on, Jet fans? No practice today, so no training camp recap video. But I thought there were a few sound bites that we got out of Rodgers and Mekhi Becton yesterday that were pretty noteworthy. Let's start with Rodgers. He was speaking with Kay Adams, and Kay asked him about the $35 million pay cut and why he did it. And here's Aaron. He said, "Quote: Big names move at the trade deadline now. I wanted to make sure that if somebody valuable came available, we'd be able to get him. I'm very happy with the contract. I feel great about it." Unquote. So this isn't me saying it. This isn't the Buffalo Jet fan just making up random guys to bring in. Aaron Rodgers is saying, I set aside this money and specifically big names. So he is hinting at uh, creating flexibility for the Jets to make a splash trade at the deadline. And I don't think he's talking about bringing in a complimentary safety here. And I made a video a few days ago talking about three bigger names, and one that I completely left out that we were talking about all spring that I just forgot about, honestly, is Mike Evans. And obviously, Devontae Adams is the bigger name. There's a relationship with Rodgers. If we think that Rodgers and Devontae Adams haven't texted at all about linking up in New York, I don't know what we're doing. But Devontae Adams' contract is an absolute albatross when you look at the dead money the Jets would be on the hook for. It would be the quintessential just all in, do not care about the future move. I'm not opposed to it. I would bring in Devontae Adams, but I think Mike Evans could be more realistic because I'm looking at his contract, and an acquiring team would be on the hook for $14 million this year, last year of his deal, and then the rest are void years. So the Jets will probably bring him in and redo that deal and keep him here for a couple of years. I wouldn't just want to rent Mike Evans. He's soon to be 30, but his play style, with how big and durable he's been, I think he still has another 2 to 3 years left in the tank. And he has just been one of my favorite players in the NFL because he is a guaranteed 1,000 yards, no matter what, no matter who his quarterback is. And the last time he played with a Hall of Fame quarterback, he was putting up 13, 14 touchdowns. He's a great red zone threat. He's faster and separates a lot better than a guy 6'5". He's not some lumbering jump ball guy. He's a complete football player. And he moves the needle. And do we need another wide receiver? No. But as Rodgers just alluded to, and as how Joe Douglas has shown us with the players he's been interested in, they're not just going to stop at what they need because they're trying to win the whole damn thing. And could there be that Von Miller Rams trade somewhere at the deadline? I think so. And I think Mike Evans is a very realistic name. Rodgers also said that he plans on this being a quote few year partnership with the New York Jets. He wants to play as long as his body will allow him to. And yeah, I think 2 years at a minimum, maybe three. And with Rodgers, it's crazy to me how the anti-Jet media, oh, he's going to be one and done. The idea that the Jets hadn't discussed with Rodgers at least a tentative plan for this to be a multi-year thing before coughing up, two premium picks, and at the time what was $110 million is crazy. Of course, they discussed that. Now, can Rodgers absolutely promise how his body is going to feel in a year and a half, or how he'll feel if the Jets win the Super Bowl? No, but his plan is to be here for more than 1 year, and I fully believe him, and I think he will be. On to Mekhi Becton, who a few interesting things here. So number one, he confirmed that he weighs around 350 pounds, which was speculated, but that's the first time I've heard him say how much he weighs. He said that he got the wrong procedure, the wrong surgery on his knee, and that's a huge part in why his recovery was delayed. So he's saying he got a bad medical opinion, I suppose. He also said for the first time that he is willing to play right tackle, which before he was on that I am a left tackle kick. He said, quote, wherever they put me, I'll go to work. I just want to be on the field. Beautiful. That's exactly what you want to hear from Mekhi Becton. Somebody from the beat, I didn't catch who asked it, said, would you request a trade if you are not starting? And he said that's a long ways away. So kind of brushed it aside. Again, I don't see how it makes sense for anyone involved for Mekhi to be traded. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying that people speculating it are completely off base. Mekhi's not going to get traded to a team that's going to give him a starting job anyway. So for the Jets or for Becton, I don't think it makes much sense. And to me, the saying that the medical procedure was more part of it, and that he's willing to play right tackle when before it was I am a left tackle and before it was the Jets kind of got me injured. I do think that was a little bit of an olive branch towards the Jets from Mackay. And him and Robert Sala don't have to be best friends, but it just has to be not toxic. And I don't have any evidence that it's toxic like it was with Elijah Moore. So I think Mackay's going to be here. He projects to be the backup left tackle, I would imagine, while Dwayne Brown, as soon as his shoulder is ready to go, probably starts. But I thought those were interesting comments from Aaron Rodgers and Mekhi Becton. Enjoy the Hall of Fame game tomorrow, and we'll talk.